What is happening, guys? We're back at the field and we have the X36. I reprinted it. I didn't change anything on it other than I actually printed in the vertical tail. In case some of you guys want to run this guy without a vertical tail, you are more than welcome to. I have a version with nothing. So I've been talking to a few people about it, and they do feel, well, there we go. They do feel that it will fly, or it could fly with a gyro without a tail and just the elevons. So yeah, I'm gonna release these files as long as I get some good flights in today with the X36. It flew great when I had the CG right, and if you watch my last video, I had a control horn that was kind of breaking a little bit, so that was a little bit of a problem. But now everything is remedied. It's a brand new printed plane. I'm gonna add a little bit of reflex because I like to watch my videos, my previous flight videos, just to make sure, just to see how the plane reacted. And my best flight with when the CG was right, it dipped its nose down a little bit when I tossed it. So I'm gonna just get this guy up in the air. I'm gonna come over here because I'm gonna land. Actually, I should land this way. So I'm gonna throw it. I'm going to throw it this way, and I'm going to land it this way because the wind is in my face. So I'm going to kind of wrap around my back a little bit. So let's get this guy back up in the air. Hopefully I get a good flight. There we go. All right. Yep. So yeah, it doesn't need any trim. It is a very nice flying airplane. It's very sensitive on roll, as you would imagine. So I did 3 clicks. This is just cruising at 30% right now. And I brought it down a little bit on pitch. It's hard to see orientation, big time. Very difficult. Let's say it's unique. it's not a Mirage. It's not like a Gripen. This is not a J10. This is a it really should probably fly with a flight controller. I mean, it flies fine. It is a little twitchy. It's different. It does still feel like it's a little bit tail heavy. I'm gonna bring the nose weight. I'm gonna bring it in, and I'm going to give it a little bit more. Let's see it land. That's actually a really nice glide. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna give it dual rate and expo. I'm gonna go aileron. 50%, and I'm gonna go 20% expo. All right, so and I'm gonna give it a little bit more nose weight because that's just what I think it needs. It's just a little bit twitchy, but it's not twitchy like it's not twitchy like how do I explain this? It's twitchy like it's tail heavy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, so I moved it forward. It's about a quarter, just slightly, like a quarter inch. So I did 4 clicks of reflex pitch up. Hopefully that works. Let's toss it again, just like last time. Get a good throw. Yep. There we go. Oh, much better. Wow, much better. Okay. All right. We are so much better now. Okay, good. This makes me feel better. I was a little nervous about that flight because I'm like, wait a minute. It's just not, it's not flying the way that I remembered it from yesterday. Okay, now it's better. Wow, okay. Good. Good, good, good. Wow. I think it could actually, it could afford a little bit more. Yeah, it's still pitching up a little bit. Wow. Who would have thought? Look at this thing come in. Look at it come in. Oop. I'm going to go forward a tad. I'm going to go forward a little bit on the CG. It's getting way more stable, which is cool. Okay, let's do that. Let's bring it forward a little bit more. This is about almost as far as I could go, and then I got to bring the ESC forward. All right, so now, whoa, I am almost I'm almost a half an inch forward of the blue mark. Okay. All right. So almost half an inch forward of the blue mark. I'm just going to move back a little bit. I keep walking forward for some reason, and I don't know why. All right, ready? It's getting dark. It's hard to see because it's gray. Uh-oh. Did I get something in the fan? I feel like I got something in the fan. All right, here we go. All right. There we go. Much better. Oh, wow. Okay, you do not need a gyro with this plane. You don't need a gyro. Whoa. Wow. This thing is creepy looking. It's like an alien drone that's coming to kill me. Look at this. Whoa. It looks like a spider or like some kind of an alien spaceship. I hope you guys can see this. I hope you guys can see it with the light going down. It is getting caught up in the wind a little bit. Holy. Oh, I almost lost it right there. I almost lost it. I lost orientation. Here we go. Watch it come by. Look at it. It is super cool though. Wow. Really cool. Really, really cool. It's got a lot of power. It's got a lot of roll rate. And with the tiny tail, it is hard to see. Definitely fly this thing in daylight. I am flying it right now at dusk because this field is usually used by the soccer teams and the lacrosse teams and stuff, the kids' sports. So I usually have to come at sunset when they're gone. I guess they didn't have a game tonight. I should have come earlier. All right, let's see some aerobatics. All right. I can actually afford to bring a little bit more elevator into the mix, I think. It's a really good flying airplane though. Wow. Really good. Really cool. All right, cool. All right, let's change up the battery. You definitely need a 2200 in this thing to get the weight right, because the 2200 is in the front to make it balance. So that is going to be just a definite for you guys. If you wanna make this plane, you're gonna need a 2200. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna add maybe 10% more elevator control, just so I have like a better feel for when I'm banking and yanking. it's not quite as responsive because it needs nose weight for stability. So oh, let's make a mark real quick of where. Let me zoom out so you guys can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna show you guys where that's where the battery is. So it is pretty far up there. And of course I don't have my pen with me. So I don't have my pen with me, so you're gonna have to see, I'm gonna have to look at the video. So it is balanced right here, right there. So I'm gonna point for myself right there. Okay. All right. So let's get another one in here. Battery fits in there just fine. Oops. Okay. All right. Oh yeah. Dual rate and expo. Elevator. Oh wow. Elevator was at 55. It was at 55% of full travel. So 55%. So I'm at 65 now. All right, the sun is going down. I need to keep this thing. It's hard to see when just looks black in this direction. In this direction, I can see it. So let's get it up in the air again. All right. It throws. It launches really easy. All right. Half throttle, this thing flies very docile. I want to see somebody fly this thing with a gyro really badly. Oh man, this thing flies really good. Really good. Wow. Yep, 65% on the elevator rate. It's pretty fast too. Don't want to lose orientation. Wow. What a cool plane. What a really cool plane this is. Uh-oh, it's making alien noises. Look at this thing fly. Look at it. Cool flying plane. Look at that silhouette. Wow. So badass. So cool. It's like I'm working on like a Skunk Works project. This thing is so cool. And the roll rate. Wow. Once you get used to it. So it takes every plane has its own personality. I'm getting comfortable now flying it low. Every plane has its own personality. So you need to learn how to fly it. Every plane is different. And this one is like nothing I've ever flown. It needs very gentle, steady inputs, but it rewards you. And it does slow down pretty good. It really does. And it needs like quarter throttle input when you're banking. Slows down, see? I go half throttle when I'm turning. It's so smooth that way. And I'm using 15% or 20% expo on the roll axis. Here it comes. It just looks like futuristic. So cool. Very cool. Do some rolls. Ready? Oh man. Really cool. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. This is definitely the most unique plane, other than the Schmigen. The Schmigen is pretty unique too. But between the Schmigen and this thing, I don't think you're gonna have anything cooler at the field flying with you. I can tell you that. There are not many planes that are this cool. All right, let me bring this one in. Bring it in. Oh, I didn't have time to flare. Okay. All right, let me zoom this guy out the whole time. Oh no, I'm sorry about that. You guys got to see the old school style flying with the dot in the sky. Hope you guys appreciate this new camera that I spent a lot of money on this thing to improve the viewing experience for you guys. So let's see if we can get a 1300 to balance. Who knows? Maybe I have enough voltage in here for another quick throw. Let's check the voltage out. If I am at 390, I will keep it in here and give it another couple rounds. Nope, 377. Okay, so that means we put a 1300 as far forward as it will go in the nose, and then we have to put the ESC stuck down behind it, and then we tuck the wire up in the front. So let's see if this balances where it's supposed to. It's a little... Okay, I'll still fly it. It might be slightly tail heavy, but it flew fine at this balance point. So let's do a lightweight run here. Okay. Sorry about the zoom before. Okay. So I have the 1300 in here. You don't quite have as much power on the launch with the 1300 versus the 2200, but you have more float because it weighs obviously like 20-30 grams less. All right, so the wind just like literally went away, which is fantastic. All right, let's fly this thing again. Oh, I threw the thing straight down like a dummy. Wow, I threw it straight at the ground. Oh, wow. Wow, this 1300. Oh, man. The 1300 makes this thing float, and with no wind, look at this. Look at this thing fly. Wow. Look at it float. Look at this thing float. Oh, man. This is a plane of the future. And I think it was the 90s they made this thing. I think they made this thing in the 90s. And they had this thing, this crazy thing, 12 feet long, flying around in the desert, Area 51. Actually, I think it was, what's the... Air Force Base. I'm drawing a blank right now because I can't think when I'm flying. What's the Air Force Base in Las Vegas? I don't think they kept it a secret because it was a NASA test bed. Oh man, this thing has better than 1-to-1. Oh, it's so good. The 1300 is I mean, yeah. You can run the 1300, but you have to have motor extensions where you can get the ESC up into near the battery, basically stuck down on the Velcro up by it. So this CG is actually pretty optimal right here. Look at it. Let's do some minimum radius. All right, minimum radius. Wow, it's actually very, oh man, very maneuverable. I might want to make this in 64. I think this deserves a, wow, I'm gonna fly another battery, I think. This deserves a 64 free wing, I think. I was unsure about this thing, but once you learn it. All right, guys, sorry about that. My memory card ran out of space. Rookie mistake. But I just flew it on the 1300. I finished up the flight. I landed it, and I just added a little bit more reflex because my 1300 throw, it almost bit it going straight down to the ground. So I'm gonna throw this up again and get one more flight in. Hopefully I don't lose this thing. I'm gonna throw it up a little higher this time. Yep, you gotta just toss it like 55 degrees in the air. 55. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. It's getting very dark and this thing is so gray, but I had to do another flight. I love this thing. I absolutely love it. Look at it. Look at this thing. Look. What a cool, cool plane. Oh, it's so unique. There's just nothing like it. It's definitely a better a plane you fly in the calm. I could add F-22 tails and it would fix all the issues and it would fly perfect in the wind. But this maintains the appeal that the original X36 had, because you don't really notice the little vertical tail that it has. It gives it just enough stability to fly. What do you call it? I could add the F-22 tails, but what I did with this design was I traced the shape of the rear wing, that kind of like claw shape, and I made that the vertical tail. I thought that was an artistic touch. I took the liberty to do that, so I just really I like it. I think it really fits the design, and yeah, I mean, I don't really want to change it. I wouldn't change it. I kind of think that it's good, so I'm gonna leave it alone. And this thing is so cool looking though. Look at the profile in the sky. Wow, it's getting dark. Okay, I'm gonna lose this thing. I'm gonna lose it. I gotta bring it in. I gotta fly it like in the sunshine to really see it. All right, here we come. It's like so dark. All right, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. That's off stick. Wow. All right, guys. That is all I needed to do. That is all I needed to show you guys. So let me zoom out. I know this is annoying for you. Okay. So yeah, very happy. Extremely happy with this. It's ready to go. I mean, I printed it again. I assembled it in about 45 minutes, I think it took me total. For those of you who want a little pro builder's tip, you can see there where I put the control horns. So you can see I used the second to the top hole on my printable control horn, and obviously I always use the top hole on the servo arm. and I've offset this. I wouldn't put the I would not put the control horn in the center here because that's a weak point. I printed everything, the whole plane in 3% grid infill, and I did 4%. You want to make sure these are a little bit stronger, just because this is a weak point right here. It's going to be plenty strong for you guys to fly it. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. I want to see what you guys think of it. It's definitely an intermediate. I would call this an intermediate to advanced plane to fly. If you run a BYME or BYME gyro D, which is the Delta, which is the one I'm gonna get for some of my maidens, this thing will fly perfect. So but it's, you know, you have to get the rates down and work your way up with the rates. So I will definitely release these files very shortly.